desperate to know real issues confronting the country.
If you think they will see this election, they will not allow it. Because if you do it, that's the end of this country.
Government, all the ministers in the government get locked. They don't put out everything they say. They don't say the truth.
The people of Liberia, if you allow the opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer.
And the facts surrounding those issues, there is no one forum that provides the answers. Face the issue on King's FM. John Anthony April Gossin William, commonly known as Future Life, from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the most analytical and most stimulating conversation training for the day.
That's the funny thing about Unity Park. In a football game, if we were playing a tournament, they beat us today, and we drop out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament again. Unity Party get their opponent in Liberian people, they lead the Liberian people, then they come back to their team, then they defeat everyone said that they put it back anyway. Everybody want to say so.
And face the issue, we speak out the facts in advocating for the right of Liberia. Face the issue brings you logic, explain logic, and advance you to discuss with logic. It's face the issue. Comes on your airway from Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Kings FM 88.5. Don't miss it.
We have seen a systematic erosion of democracy. Executive overreach and open disregard for our constitution. Lawlessness in the legislature, with the presidency turning a blind eye, even when the staggering hall of our democracy go up in flames. Security forces brutalizing peaceful citizens, while millions are being spent on so-called operations that offer no protection to ordinary Liberians. They said we were the problem, but now the Liberian people can see for themselves. The real problem is the Unity Party that is now in power. The time has come to speak the truth without fear. This government is failing and Liberia is paying the price. For seditions, let us not lose hope. Even the longest night must give way to daylight. Even the strongest storm must pass. We are still standing and we are still strong. We will not give up on Liberia. We will not give up on our people. And we will never give up on CDC. We are the party of the slums and the city. We are the voice of the voiceless. We are the protectors of the poor and the defender of their dream. From New Kuta to Peace Bay, from Buchanan to Bond Mine, from Sunny Quarter to Southtown, the CDC remains in the hearts of the people. This rally is a clear stand. We are reorganizing, we are preparing, we are coming back. I say to you, we are coming back. But in order to do that, we must build a strong, together we must fortify the one institution that can correct the failure of the Bouaka administration. And that institution is the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change. This is why I call on all of you today, not just to believe, but to act. Not just to hope, but to build. Let us invest in the movement that has invested in you. Let us pay our due so that the party remains financially and politically prepared. Your dues are more than money. They are a seed of commitment, a pledge of loyalty, and a symbol of hope. I am so proud to launch this due payment campaign today because it means that you, the grassroots, you, the real owner of this party, are ready to step forward, take charge, and prepare for the future. As your political leader, I promise you this: we will not rest, we will not retreat, we will organize, and energize until we reclaim the leadership of Liberia. But let us do it the CDC way, peacefully, lawfully, strategically, and respectfully. Because when our time comes, and it will come, believe me, we must be ready not just to win, but to govern better. We must correct the wrongs, improve the system, and restore the dignity of the Liberian people. So let us unite, let us rise, let us believe, and let us build. And to all our young people, I say, stay focused, stay clean, stay strong. To our women, you are the backbone of this movement. Keep rising. To our elders, your wisdom is still needed. Stay with us. And to our opponent, we see the failure and we are coming to face it. Again, as the great Nelson Mandela said in a quote, it always seems impossible until it is done. Unquote. The party is alive, strong and mighty. The revolution shall continue. I believe we will uphold to death. The future is not beyond us. The future is still ahead. And together we will get there. And so I want to close with this advice. Wait well. Liberia and Liberians will call on you again. And therefore, be prepared to win again and lead again. Remember, we are the common people. So let us all unite for the betterment of our country and our people.
I have received today news of the evictions and destructions of our party headquarters. Unfortunate and regrettable as this is. I wish to encourage all Liberians, especially our supporters and sympathizers, to stay calm, remain law-abiding, and respect due process in the interest of our democracy, the rule of law, and the peaceful coexistence among all Liberians, irrespective of party, social, ethnic, or tribal affiliations. Fellow Liberians, fellow partisans of the Coalition for Democratic Change, today we witness yet another testament of the Unity Party government gross disregard for the rule of law. Emboldened by impunity, they continue to abuse power, testing our nation's fragile peace and democracy. Their list of violations grows daily, from police brutality against ordinary citizens to outright disregard of court orders. We must, however, take the high road. In the interest of peaceful coexistence, I urge everyone to remain calm, law-abiding, and respectful of due process, despite this partisan political mischiefs from the Unity Party government. In the legal battle over the ownership of the CDC headquarters, our party has always followed the rule of law and openly stated its willingness to abide by the court final ruling, regardless of the outcome. Yet, before the battle was fully exhausted, the trickled, happy partisans leadership of the police force, with direct instruction from Bwaka himself, spurred into actions. There was not a lawful eviction. It was a failed mission to destroy and erase the CDC in an attempt to fulfill their very wish Bouaka has repeatedly expressed to his lieutenants. While executing this criminal act, amid the cheers of their partisans, they failed to notice the loud silence of the vast majority of ordinary Liberians. Our people are in disbelief at this administration. Reckless behavior in its quest to consolidate power. Posterity will punish them harshly, while the loss of our office building is a setback. I want to emphasize that it is only temporary. We shall overcome this sooner rather than later. Thanks to your unwavering commitment, determination, and resilience, fellow citizens, coalitions, well-wishers, and sympathizers. Fellow partisans, do not be despair. While we admit these are difficult times, our party has faced worse situations, even from the very same actors we see today, and we have emerged stronger. We shall prevail. The UP leadership under Bouaka are destroyed, but we are builders. A special national headquarters delivery committee is being established to immediately begin the construction work so that we can have a modern state-of-the-art new home in record time. We shall execute this while we embark on a national tour to inform our people. In my journey to heights I have achieved, I have seen such hiccups before. We shall never waver. Together we will build. We are survivors by history. We are blessed with a spirit that overcomes even the most tragedies and misfortune. Remember the unity, strength, and identity of our party and coalition are not found in bricks and mortar. They live in the minds, hearts, and fighting spirit of our teaming supporters. Therefore, I call on every member of the party, our sympathizers, to mobilize and focus our energies on constructing our next premises. I must be clear, resist the temptation to take the law into your own hands. However disappointed we are by this outcome, I call on each of you to continue respecting the law and due process. Fellow partisans, well-wishers, and sympathizers, I am optimistic about the political future of our party. Together we will build a better home land for our party. So help me God. God bless Liberia.
And the government need to really invest. The people like you that get a type of structure, they come say even they could just be getting you $1 million for the budget year. Every year they give you $1 million. You impact a lot of.
If I'm president of this country, I should God show you his wonder. You know what believe it. We told Joshua for what? You're not a footballer.
Yeah.
A football the very country. A football bring medicine in the head.
No.
Yeah, we told Ellen to yesterday because she's from Harvard University.
Yeah.
What will the book do for him? No passion for development. Then we move Joshua, we put the millions man in the whole world.
Yeah.
He had me.
Connections there, you not get it.
You have no connection.
Yeah. Just say that all kind of things that just happen here. No he, no tea.
When he was 12 years older Ellen. Ellen did not want him to become president. So Ellen did not introduce him to many leaders. Ellen was doing her thing on her own. She was traveling from country to country and kept a man in the garage for 12 years, according to Bouaka himself.
Yeah.
That means you are not empowered to meet any leader. When the African leader themselves need support from the West.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All African leaders need support from the West.
Yeah.
No African leader will help another African leader with money for development.
Yeah.
I'm back on that.
The Senate set a trap for boycott.
Okay.
Because when we wrote, the Senate did a comprehensive report of their findings and attached the Supreme Court ruling and the amnesty law and everything. And the position statement for those commissioners who decided from Brady to where. And said the way forward is a Panama House discussion for peace. Then when Boyka come now, he is deceived by coming there, by the Dillon there, Nombi there, and he now where he's just thinking all kind of way Boyka, all kind of thing. He want to go after people. Then, you know, the CDC still control the lower house, the upper house.
Mm-hmm.
So they went talking away, some kind of thing they did, but they did a resolution that passed because of money crossing.
Yeah.
Then they sent it to the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Then something happened. Wow! All that they almost signed to Yombi house. Then they brought it that Tuesday morning. They didn't tell me they had it for me. Oh! Then when I heard what was happening, it was remain 2 persons to sign. That was me, that was Barney, Jim Barney. Now when I went to Kun, I said, what is going on? You were here when we had sent paper, and you were here with our own leadership, and we sent the report with all documents, legal documents, to guide where. Then Boyka benefited from the 2010 decision by the Supreme Court to be involved in the election in 2011 because he was not wrong with Ellen.
You're right.
He benefited.
You're right.
Then after serving Ababa for 12 years now, he's now president now. We finished campaign for that kind of Omer, then he wants to persecute us. He does going to persecute us. So what is going on with Kun? Then Kun said, well, what I will do for you is to help you with lawyer. Your partner said, go look for lawyer. It was from Kun offered, my own son offered that I went and signed a resolution. I remember saying to them, why y'all did this? You know what they told me?
No.
Resolution is not a law. So starting the resolution, I mean, we agree. Bring it now. When Boyka send a bill, they will not put all the law they put in now and back it.
Oh, okay. That was a smart move.
I said correct move.
President Boyka 2025 budget will determine his clear vision for the country. Okay, so it also includes the dividend on some of these crowds. For instance, I know it can be argued understandably that the overpass bridge that the Chinese government is about to build and the street, the road from Cassidy Boulevard to 12th Street, they were all in the Puebla. That's true. But it was blocked in the Puebla. That President Boyka's visit to China, reassuring China that when we are taking action on the global stage, we will take it with our own interest first as a country, not to please any other person before Liberia's interest, and then people fighting them will join inside and vote.
Just a final question.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
So you see, he visited to the FOCA, to the China Africa Forum, has now got China excited with the new commitment to come do this project. They are in town already. You call the Minister of Public Works, he will tell you the Chinese government won't waste time when they say they want to do something. But when you step on their interest, then you're in problem with them. Now, anytime we want to do anything on a global stage, the first question we should be asking, what's in it for us as a country and people? And if what's in it for us is good as a country and people, if other countries benefit from the trickle-down effect of our vote, okay. But we must never again vote on something that will hurt ourselves as a country and people to please.
Thank We are fed up with the disrespect and brutality against women and children. We have come to raise our voices against the rape against our children. There are hundreds of rape cases that are sitting at the ministry agenda and none has been resolved. And the corporate are working scot-free simply because of government connections. Our sisters are sexually harassed at ministry and agencies. But today we have gathered to say enough is enough. Our mothers who are in the market today are facing serious economic constraints simply because we have a U.S. rate for 100 per dollar. So today, Mr. Walker, the women of the Republic elected you, and the women of the Republic have come to tell you we can bring you down. If you cannot lead us, you must leave. And we mean what we say. If we cannot lead us, you must leave. Enough is enough. Thank you to all of the serving national women of Ghana. We commend you for your hard work, and we say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you ever so much.
Give it money for the attention, please.
Hey, people struggle. Whoa. Joseph Brother, whoa. Boo, Joseph Brother, woo. Boo, Joseph Brother, woo. Thank you very much. You want to put a hand together for yourself, please? Thank you. We want to say thank you very much for showing up to the young people across the 17 electoral district of Massachusetts County. We want to speak to you, to our young women and girls. One man who happens to be the Minister of Internal Affairs, he raped a lady. Today he's still the Minister of Internal Affairs. Process humanly has not been investigated. Joseph Parker came here. He lied to us that you'll get multitude of jobs. Young people graduating from University of Liberia, other universities, no job. No program for young people. We want to say to you, we are happy today that we have come here. But we have come here, like the chairman said, to present a petition to Joseph Parker. If Joseph Parker does not show up, we will not present our petition to anybody. And we are emphatic about it. And we want to say to you, the young people of the Youth League, congratulations on your courageous spirit. Today, put your hands together, put your hands together for yourself, young people. They said to you that you are not going to challenge the ring. They came here to parade with water cannon all over the place. But where are they now? They're gone. We challenge Gregory Como. You have killed enough people. You get young people into a job. But we challenge you, if you shoot one ball here, you experience the consequences. If you shoot one ball here, we reply to you. We are not police. We are here to challenge you. So the big body are making want you to come here. The big body are making want you to come here. And we say to you, we will stay here, we will be around. Put your hands together when I say congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, again, Honorable Chairman, great. I want to say thank you to you, Liberia, who came out today. I want to say thank you to our motorcyclists, to our tricyclists. We want to say thank you. Thank you that you stood with us. You defeated all of the lies. And let me say this to you, Mr. President. We promise that until you receive our petition, we will not present our petition to any criminal. We are aware that Richard II is a role, and we will not present our petition to him. To you, Mr. President, your people collected over 14 million from 4 Moroccan people. That is the highest level of evil I have ever seen in my entire life. We promise to provide jobs for our motorcyclists. We took away the only means of livelihood. To beat them, you kill them. We have arrested over 10,000 motorcyclists. We are breaking our different police stations and and examples. We are here to challenge you. Your best rule is enough is enough. We are come to
to say enough. We the motorcycle are come to say Amanda, thank you so much. Mr. Chairman, I want to say thank you. We are pleased that tens of thousands of Liberian citizens have peacefully converged on the grounds and the premises of the capital.
To say welcome. Today is December 1st, and of course, we are grateful to be here again to join you to discuss more about our country, Liberia, the only country that we can never be deported. So we are grateful. We are excited to join you this evening from my end, so that we can all, ride the same boat together and discuss issues relative to the growth and development of our country. So I'm grateful to join you this evening so that we can talk more about our country. And I guess you are also, grateful as well, or likewise, and because it is about our country, and we all need to work together. Unison or unionism is quite essential. It's quite essential for the development of our country. So that's why, we have always said that we need to hold together. We need to hold together for the betterment of our country. We got to be united. We need to be united for the betterment of our country. So I'm grateful to be here. And the Antonio Law, I would have loved to be here, but due to some, engagement, he's unable to show up. However, and he has given me the authority to sit here in his capacity, as we have always done, to present to you, so we can have some interactions together as we've been having in the past. So I'm grateful. I'm happy to join you tonight on the show Face the Issue. Today is the 1st of December, so we have roughly 24 days to the Christmas. So interesting. But folks, things are not okay in our country. To be very honest with you, things are not really okay in our country. Imagine. So for November, if way back we used to hear they say, when the season will be good, from the eve, right? So the auction people, the auction town and season time can do auction. So for November, you can see people selling the auction. You can see, you can start getting that, that momentum. Yes, you can start getting the momentum from November. You see, everybody passing around, the whole place is crowded up. Imagine, and the entire November has elapsed. There's nothing. We're not seeing any sign. There's no signs that things will be okay. So how are we going to know that the Christmas will be good? Yes. How are we going to know? Because if the Christmas will be good, we will know from the eve. We will definitely know from the eve. But we are not getting any sign or signs that will indicate that yes, indeed, the Christmas will be good. Certainly not. We are not getting any sign or signs. There are no signs that the Christmas will be good. It's just to tell you folks that, things are not okay. Like we say, and we will continue to say this, the country, Liberia, is at a crossroad. Liberia is certainly at a crossroad. To be very frank with you, Liberia is at a crossroad. Things are very much tense. Things are tense in the country nowadays. Even the market women, our mothers who sell, they are late better for pepper and not going. No money. So what's the preservation center we have here to preserve the beta ball? Like in advanced country like beta ball, cucumbers, all those different kind of fruits and what have you. You will see they have areas. So now it was spend they get play. They can preserve them, right? So now you carry that cool area, very cold. So you get a beta ball. If they, if they are not buying it, you can preserve it somewhere for more than 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Those are areas that, like the apples, you see those apples that people bring to the country. The apples they bring to the country, they import to the country. They have areas. Some people can keep it for years. They preserve it. But it's not, we have not reached that stage. We have not reached that level. So imagine you go buy someone and beta apple where you rate it. In fact, before the beta apple reach rate it, imagine, that torso and something like that, the car has to be breaking down along the way. Maybe you're coming from the interior to come rate it. The beta apple, in fact, the heat alone, it's already started getting wrapped. Then you go really now. You go buy now to bring it, maybe Raleigh market to can see now. The whole better, but maybe 1 or 2 days now, nobody buying and the whole things are getting rotten. But this is the kind of country we are, folks. This is definitely the kind of country we are. But this is our country. We cannot disown our country in spite of the difficulties. We cannot. But all we need to do is have a responsibility, and the responsibility we have is to fix it. And nobody else will fix it for us. But we ourselves. We need to fix it, folks. And what are ways that we can be able to fix the situations in our country? By holding together, by speaking truth to power. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And we can never mix our words when it comes to speaking truth to power. And that's the only way we believe that this country is going to change, folks. That's the only way. No other way that this country will change. During the apartheid policy, one person led revolution. And today, who are those benefiting the dividend? You have millions of people. You read about the apartheid policy in South Africa. One person stood up. And who was that president? It was Nelson Mandela. Mandela said, no, this country, we can have, because apartheid policy was a policy of segregation, where you had white and non-white. And Mandela said, no, this country belongs to the indigenous people. This country belongs to the indigenous people. And we as South Africans, we are the indigenous. We can sit here and see things going astray, things happening in our country, and we can stand up. And Mandela said, I will lead this revolution. Once it is for my people, once it is about liberation, to liberate our people, I will lead the revolution. And he led the revolution. And today, this is where we are. South Africa. Is this South African? They are there, they are enjoying. Because of the revolution that Nelson Mandela, revolution of change, total change to South Africa against the apartheid policy. Why would you have a country, you have the indigenous people who have more authority, people who are the indigenous citizens. In fact, you have, certain public facilities separated. You have special school only for white people children. That's racism. That's racism. And Mandela said, no, it's not about, where or what, whether you're black or what. But South Africa, we the black, we are the indigenous citizens. So we will not sit here that the white people try to dominate us or rule us. So he led the revolution, went to jail. And Mandela was a man of his words. Mandela said, yes, he went to jail 27 years. 27 unbroken years. Imagine who does that. You leave your family, leave your wife for 27 years, only for the sake of the country. Who does that? It speaks to patriotism. You have to sacrifice. You will go to jail. That's why we're not afraid of jail. You go come one day and say, oh yeah, I'm going, you come to King 7 maybe to arrest somebody else, or because, they're speaking truth to power. Yes, they are leaders. It doesn't come easy. Revolution change doesn't come easy. Even sometimes people die. Only because they want to see the right thing. So you going to jail, it's just minor to the kind of sacrifices that people make to see the kind of change that they want to see. And that's what we're doing here today, folks. And Mandela came from jail. What did he say? Mandela said, I will become president and I will lead this country for just one term and turn this country over. He returned from prison. Thousands of South Africans gathered, they converged at the Soweto Stadium to welcome Mandela. And you could listen to them chanting slogans, Amanda, Awetu, in the Swahili language, embracing Mandela as a hero who stood for social justice, economic change, who stood against racism in South Africa. When he was being welcomed in Soweto, at the Soweto Stadium, South African chanting slogans, Amanda, welcome me, their hero. And that's how it should be. And today, Mandela is no more, but his legacies are there. You still be remembered because of what he stood for. What are we standing for Liberia? We got to sacrifice. We got to stand up for something. That's what we need to do, folks. Nobody else will do it for us. Definitely. I'm just making references to some of those people, some of those leaders that really, some of those leaders who made sacrifices for their country. Muhammad Gandhi of India. Patrice Lumumba. Too many great leaders of our country. Like the Ghana, the Kwame Nkrumah. And because of those people, like I said, in fact, there are structures, buildings, public facilities that are built in honor of them. Roads are named after them. Because of their contributions. That's why probably today they're dead and gone. But they have university, the Kwame Nkrumah University, they're not living. And because of their contribution to the country. That's why they name those buildings, those structures in honor of them. Imagine people naming building, public building in honor of you. Or even street. Like you get Ashmore Street, you get Broad Street, like Judy Ashmore, and way back people that, oh yeah, we just build our street over there. I don't know what is so much they say. We just the Ashmore Street, Nipo Street, Martina Nipo there. Yeah. You see, but this is the country, folks. Honestly. But this is our country. This too is Liberia, folks. This too is Liberia. This too is Liberia. So, you are aware that your president, like the other day, were here on the weekend. We informed me that the president has just returned from Morocco, following the media, program. He went to represent the country, and the president received prestigious award. And following that, the president celebrated his birthday. And yes, that was on Sunday at Bomi County. So we will talk about the president's birthday. Then in a political centrism movement and has pledged allegiance to the ruling Unity Party. So we're going to be looking at that too, because if you say centrism, if you talk about centrism, for centrism or centrists, for centrists to take a side, to say, yes, I'm supporting a particular side, or I'm pledging allegiance. Centrism is about being balanced. Almost like you're in the middle. You're in the middle. You have the left, like they have the left wing, they have the right wing. So between the left wing and the right wing, almost like the opposition political party and the government. So you should be in the middle. So you should be balanced. But it's disgusting to note that the centrism movement will pledge allegiance to the Unity Party, to the ruling establishment. So how are you going to balance your engagement? These are things we're going to be looking at, folks. But I will look at that. So don't worry about that. We'll make our own analysis about this. But folks, like I said, things are not okay, right? Yeah, things are not really okay. Too many things are happening nowadays. Around the sub-region, the other day we informed you about coup in Guinea-Bissau, coup all over, about 9 coups now in West and Central Africa. We informed you about that. And today, the chair of ECOWAS, the ECOWAS Commission, headed by the Sierra Leonean President Julian Maata Bio, arrived in Guinea-Bissau to negotiate with the junta, the military junta, to return the country to constitutional power. Yes. Maata Bio is currently in Guinea-Bissau. And why did he go there? To open direct talks with Guinea-Bissau military, trying to negotiate a return to constitutional order. But the question is, and how is it going to be possible? But that's their business. So I just in passing, I just want to highlight that, just in passing. But still in the region, and Ghana and Burkina Faso have signed a new agreement allowing citizens traveling between the two countries to make calls for free. Imagine that. Ghana and Burkina Faso have signed an agreement allowing citizens from the two countries. I'm talking about citizens who are traveling between the two countries to make calls free. Making cross-border communication easier and more affordable. So this is part of Ghana's broader push to improve connectivity in the region. Travelers from Ghana also enjoy free roaming in Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, and the Gambia. So that's it. So just in passing, just to inform you about this. Then we'll go down to the president's birthday. Folks, you know, Liberia. Imagine what's happening in our country nowadays. Things are tough. Things are tense. The economy has crumbled. The economy has crumbled, folks. Nothing moving. Everything is stalled. Everything is stalled. Everything is stalled, folks. Nothing is moving. Then your president, this is the disgusting part. Your president traveled to Morocco, came back to the country with hands swinging. Nothing did he bring back to the country, to the Liberian people. When George Weah went to Morocco, George Weah brought scholarship. He brought benefit to the country as compared to Joseph Boakai, who just traveled to Morocco for the same program, the same media program. What did President Boakai bring to the country? Nothing, folks. Your president didn't bring a dime to the country. When the president came, a day later, the president went to celebrate an extravagant birthday. Extravagant birthday. Imagine this, folks. When Liberians are languages in abject poverty, there's no food. People are dying. Proliferation of drugs in the country. The government is reluctant. No food. The country is hard. But you saw the convoy. All of them, they left, they went bombing to go enjoy themselves because they just don't care about the Liberian people. They don't care about the Liberian people. And that's the ego mentality. And we're telling you, you know the ego mentality? You know how is it like? The ego, when the ego wants something from the ground, it comes down and collects it. But once it collects it, it goes back up. It doesn't come down again until it see another thing that it wants. That's the ego mentality. And this is where we are today, folks. The ego. So that's the ego, the mentality that the Boakai administration is using is the ego mentality. When they want something from the Liberian people, they come down. They become humble. They become submissive. But once they get what they want, they go back. They spread out. This is exactly what happened here. They came to you 2023. They said, in fact, they will change everything. They will bring health down. That's what I said on Friday. On the Diaspora Edition, I said, yeah. We said Joseph Boakai had wealth of experience. Wealth. Yeah. And that was it. They said he had wealth of experience. That he would have changed the narrative of this country. He would have brought heaven down. He would have changed the country within 24 hours. In 100 days, no car was going to hitch in the mud. Where are we today? Too many cars are stuck. Cars, vehicles are stuck. The roads are dilapidated. The roads are dilapidated, folks. But your president is not thinking about, solving those problems because he has arrived. He don't care. He less care. Or he's after to satisfy himself. That's what I said. President Boakai is a narcissist. And narcissists are people who are after themselves. Those are people we refer to as narcissists. And what he demonstrated, looking at Liberian languishing abject poverty, and President Baka was in Bomi County on a farm where ministers are eating lobsters. That's narcissistic behavior. Selfish. He enjoying himself. He has cabinet ministers, officials of government. They're drinking wine when you can't afford food to eat. You can't afford food to eat. But you voted those people. You voted those very people that came to you. And that's what I say. It is the ego mentality. When the ego wants something, it comes down and get it. But once it collects it, it never come back again. Because it don't care. What it wanted, if it has already collected it. So what the ego is coming? Right now, the ego does not need anything from the ground. So the ego is up. They all in Bomi County eating lobsters, drinking wine, celebrating extravagant birthday. But this is not strange to us. President Baka's previous birthday, you saw the celebration. I don't know why they didn't post photos on the executive mansion. Because their own conscience is not serving them right. Their consciences not serving them right. Because they know that if they would have posted pictures about birthday celebration, enjoying, eating lobster, drinking wines, the Liberian people are starving. You remember President Baka's previous birthday? And I saw the picture on the executive mansion. What do you see picture there? So everything they were doing, because they don't want you to see it. They don't want you to see them eating lobsters. They don't want you to see them eating chicken thigh. Somebody says slash on my gosh, those civilized food. And that's what they ate. What do you get? You can't afford, there's no food. So people, imagine there are people who are going to bed just by boiled cassava. They eat boiled cassava to go to bed because they don't have food. The government has not created the enabling environment for those people to work and earn for their families. What's the essence? Why did the Liberian people vote the United Party government? I'm sure the reason why they voted the government, because they trusted this government. In continuation of what President George Weah did, they felt that, the United Party government would have come to power to continue from there. But that is not what's happening. In fact, the progress, what President Weah did in this country in 6 years, President Bouaka is in fact taking, instead of, picking up from where President Weah stopped to continue, in fact, he's moving the country backward. He retrogressing the country instead of progressing the country. So that's why on the international scene, the international relations, that's why the president is traveling here, there, and bringing nothing back to the country. Or everywhere he goes, he went to Morocco, he didn't bring a dime. He went there, where did he go again? He went to the UAE. Place that President George Weah went, he brought something. He didn't bring a dime. He went to France. President Weah went there. And Liberia benefited 10 million euros. Bouaka went there, Bouaka didn't bring a dime for them. Let me show you a picture of your president. The president brought for you. Then you see your president enjoying himself from Morocco. There the award. I come see your president lifting a wall in the air. Yeah, he proud to lift a wall. When his citizens, the people are dying in abject poverty, extreme poverty, when there's no food, when the economy in Liberia has crumbled. But Bouaka is proud to lift his prestigious award, because that's what I said, he's narcissist. Because it's about he. Because once he's being honored, he's satisfied. Whether Liberia are dying, that's not his business. But he received a award, that personal award. And for him, it doesn't have any benefit on the Liberian people. You receive a award, they honor you. It's personal. It's not general. And the other thing we're telling you about a self-driven policy and a people's driven policy. And that's one of the that's one of the policies that they are dealing with. They after themselves, not the Liberian people, but they lie to you. And you voted them to power. And they have all of the things. They have all of the stuff on the different placards, all of their political manifestos. They say, yeah, we'll do this, we'll build roads in 100 days. No car is going to hitch in the mud as part of their political manifesto. But are you seeing it for yourself? Are they utilizing what they said? Are they fulfilling their promises they made to the Liberian people as part of their political manifesto? No, they are definitely not. They are not. They aren't. Nothing. Absolutely nothing they're doing. They lie to you. They lie to you. They talk about drugs in the country. Yes. How drug like this? If the drug issue in the country was on the rampage, if people were dying, this one. But where we at? Where are we today? Where are we? Where are we? All the different huge quantities of drugs being arrested around here. Where are they coming from? Is the CDC government? No. So the very United Party on Saturday say the CDC government will bring drugs in the country. And look at your government now. Look at what's happening. All of the city government people, you could not see this about the bodies, their bodies, all around the streets for drugs. People overdosing themselves with drugs. Different kinds of drugs in the country. You get a spark and that. They get different names. Solar play, spark and that, all kind of thing in the country. Under this very government. They said they're going to fight drugs. That was part of their manifestos, political manifestos. Are they fighting drugs? No. Too many arrests have been made. Is the government effective relative to those different arrests? No. The government isn't. The government is not effective. The government is not effective. No. You're fighting corruption. How can you be selective? Fighting corruption should not be selective. It should be holistic. Once you're from the United Party, yeah, you can take any money and nothing comes out of it. At the end of the day, they will call you and say, hey, resign. Go sit down. Nothing will happen. But most people who have been persecuted by this government are from either from the CDC or the opposition party. Either from the CDC or different opposition party. Once you are associated with the CDC, yeah, they will prosecute you. Whether it's true or not, whether you corrupt or not. You will go to the court. You will answer questions. But there are people who are working scot-free. There are people who are being indicted for corruption scandals and allegations. Scandals and allegations. But where are they? By the NCC. We listed the names. Even the ombudsman came out with names. Recommendation for President Baga to dismiss and government officials. And the NCC came out with a report. Names of officials of government, currently serving government, that have refused to declare their assets. Is the government taking proactive measures to find an amicable solutions to those problems? No. The government is not here. Because once it's about United Party and you are partisan of the United Party, nothing happens to you. And this is the Joseph Boakai you spoke about. That you said he had. During the election, he said he had wealth of experience. The immaculate, very clean. You know when something is immaculate, no blemish, no stain, clean, no dirt. He was an angel. So that's why I refer to him as immaculate. The immaculate. No dirt on Joseph Boakai. There was no dirt at all. Nothing that he do wrong prior to contesting 2023. So he was the most perfect person. So refer to him as immaculate. There was no dirt, no stain, no blemish. And this is the immaculate. And I think Liberians are getting to realize that the immaculate has turned to something else. I think they can now see the blemish. They can now see the stains on Joseph Boakai. But prior to the election, their eyes was not visible to have seen the stains on him. He was pure, he was clean, no dirt. Politically, he was the most experienced, according to people. He was the best. He was the angel. And people consider his age. They felt that because of Joseph Boakai age, he was old man. So the old man, he already old. So the old man not get nothing to do with living life again. So he would default. Those were some of the reasons why Liberian voted him. So he said, the man already old. The man finished living in life already. He not get nothing to enjoy. But Joseph Boakai going to celebrate a birthday, then he say, he not get nothing to enjoy. The man eating lobster. So old man can celebrate birthday. What did old man got to do with celebrate? Old man said, because old man not get good thing in your mouth. So you can get taste. You own and certain time you can eat too much now. So now you just say that maybe they feel the calaman and source of food, they can feel it. But the old man said getting a lesser car, lesser vehicle, 1.5 million car. The man drove or convoy. They're not jolly. They go jolly. He said that old man, Joseph Boakai that old man can ride less than 1.5 million. They see old man at 2008. I know he was figurative. When Joseph Boakai said he will ride wheelbarrow to go to work, that was figurative expression. If you analyze that speech, it means he will not ride expensive car. Wheelbarrow was not about wheelbarrow. You can go say it. No, it was figurative. But if you do your own analysis, he will not ride expensive vehicle. That was just the exact meaning of what Joseph Boakai said in the campaign. That he could ride wheelbarrow. We understand. That statement was figurative. And that was what he meant. But he has misled the Liberian people. Wheelbarrow, meaning he will not ride expensive car to go to work, to go to the executive mansion. That was what he meant. But he will ride wheelbarrow to go to work. Is he riding wheelbarrow today? Is Joseph Boakai? Have you asked yourself, is Joseph Boakai riding wheelbarrow to go to work? So Lexus 1.5 million Lexus vehicles, bulletproof, customized. He said the old man not alive. So old man not alive. What the old man got to do expensive luxurious car? He said the old man not alive. Now the old man you see, he said the old man not let enjoyment. You said I don't know John Weah will let enjoyment. John Weah. Now somebody who will let enjoyment. Yeah, John Weah that celebrated, John Weah that start. Joseph Boakai already old, he not alive. Old man, the man carry more than 100 cars to go jolly in Bomika or a farm. They join it and said the drinking one. He see the old man is not alive. You see? You see that? You see that? That the old man said the old man not alive. The old man rebar, the old man riding on customized Lexus. Customized. That the old man said that the rebar he riding. How can you mislead the Liberian people? That's not why you have voted. You have voted to come and lead President Boakai. To lead. Not to come and ride expensive vehicles, bulletproof. You prefer upgrading yourself. In the first 2 years, you have upgraded yourself. As the president, increase your budget. Look at the budget. Your proposed 1.2 billion budget. That budget was on money said they're not expecting. Budget and projection. Money you're expecting to come. So the project that you Asylum Metal will get 200,000. They don't even pay the money, but they finish including the money in the budget. So whether Asylum Metal pays or not, the money already there, they're hoping to get money. Projection. But if you increasing their budget. So the old paper now, what did the paper got to do with money that you're going to increase the budget? So what do you do with money? And I say the paper already old, the paper not like nothing. He not like life, he not like enjoyment. That's why I say, not the man. The man a clean man, that immaculate. That here. Let me just show you the paper award. So the paper carry the paper carry award on the farm. The man can't even anything about it. The man eat what he brought. Nothing, when I see nothing from the executive mansion. What he brought from Morocco, I know, but normally I already know. The man want to strengthen bilateral relation between Liberia and Morocco. That's why he finished. You're communicating one a war. So a war. Folks, imagine this. It's so sad, so pathetic to our country. We can continue to tread on this path, such path. We can't. We can't. It's not good for us. We're not moving forward. We're moving backward. We are not contextualizing our democracy. We are not contextualizing our democracy. That bugger. See the man. See bugger on the screen. You see him? The man holding a wall. He said, yeah, Liberian people, hey, I want to bring it to you. I want to kill for in Morocco. I want to use your money to rap clean. I went Morocco to bring a wall. On the screen. You see it? That's the thing the man brought for you. The man brought a wall. He carried it to the horse. The man going farm to go enjoy himself. To go celebrate his birthday. And the Bogger see the people already old. You not get enjoyment. You not that life. And now the paper on the screen. And I see the man holding a wall. And now the paper on the screen. It may get a wall in here. It may lift. Yeah, it may lifting it up. The man lifting it up. The man say, I see it. Liberian people, that's only wrong with her. Yeah. I think you put me powerful. I will travel. I go and take my work, carry to my house. He goes to Morocco. He returns to the country without bringing anything back to the country. Not even a single scholarship did he return with to the country. But he preferred to go on his farm to celebrate in luxuries. To celebrate in luxuries. Enjoy himself. As I checked the executive mansion, you can see picture. No, there's no pictorial or President Bogger's birthday celebration. But the previous one, it was in fact, they were going live. But they know that the Liberian people are angry at them. So that's why they do not post picture of people enjoying. You see it? See the people holding, I think he brought from Morocco. And all that money he used to go to Morocco. Your money, your taxpayer money. He travels Morocco, he returns to the country, he didn't bring a dime. But following his trip from Morocco, he preferred to go on a farm and enjoy himself. So that, yeah, you can see the trophy. That's the trophy. Yeah, Randy. Yeah, you are right, Randy. Randy, you are right. Yeah, you see the papi? You see the papi? You think the papi get a country at heart? That the kind of papi you look at and get country at heart? Papi, you looking at this here. My beginning I get my own team, Newton FC. My beginning, my football team, I get similar trouble like this. But one person move here, you travel, use your taxpayer money when people are dying in your country, you go country. You go get trophy work and get my Newton FC, my beginning. My team. Then you lifting it up with pride and dignity. Then you come back home, your people are dying. Bodies everywhere. The youth, disadvantaged youth, they are dying. Drugs have taken over the country. But the president preferred to go to Morocco to go for a small trophy and come back and go enjoy himself on a farm. He goes there. They enjoy themselves. Then they sit there. They don't want to declare their asset, but Ambrose come out with recommendation for Bogger to suspend, and nobody. Bogger is not taking decisive action on his government officials. And I told you, I said, once you from the United Party, anything you do, nothing comes out of it. Anything you do, nothing comes out of it. This is the kind of president we have. This is the kind of president. Once you're from the United Party, anything you do is that's car free. You take your money, only time you say resign, go sit down, carry it on your own. But once it is about the opposition, yes, they will go for you, they will hunt you. They will hunt you, they will definitely hunt you. Because you're from the opposition. They will hunt you. That's bad. That's selective justice. This is not good for our country. We should remember that Liberia is a country that went to civil conflict. 14 years. A war-ravaged nation like Liberia. 14 years of civil conflict in our country. We are trying to reconsolidate. We need to contextualize our democracy. Look at the sub-region folks. Oh, around here. Ghana, you yes, yeah. John Mahama just come to power. John Mahama. You hear the President John Mahama invited the German president. They have bilateral, engagement with benefits. John Mahama was invited by the Singaporean leader for state visit. And there are benefits to Ghana. President Mahama, right, your neighbor. President Baka, your neighbor. Mahama is making highways. Mother Bio, the other presidents making highways. What is happening to us? What is happening to us? Each time the president travels, he comes back, nothing. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. He travels, he returns, nothing. His travel and return are the same. You see where he lives, that's how it comes. The very same way he leaves the country, that's how he returns to the country. So what's the essence? When in fact there's no money. So the little money you travel, at least when you travel, you should bring something to the country that the people will benefit, that will resuscitate the economy. The economy is now booming. There's no cash flow. The different engagement you're having with other counterparts. The Liberian people should feel the trickle-down effect. Are they feeling the trickle-down effect? No, they aren't. They are not feeling the trickle-down effect. How do you intend, as president, how do you intend to resuscitate the economy? President Baka, you say you're going to resuscitate. Are you resuscitating the economy? No. The economy is stalled. That's what I said. The economy has crumbled. And nothing is happening. You have all of the economists, they said, but nothing. All of the experts, so-called, but nothing they're doing to resuscitate the economy. But the goal to come back, nothing. Absolutely nothing. But folks, this is the kind of president the Liberian people voted for. So sometimes, that's what I said. Sometimes the decision you make, whether negative or positive, will have a trickle-down effect on you. So the decision you made in 2023 election, this is where we are. You are feeling the pinch. And this is exactly the trickle-down effect I'm talking about. So the trickle-down effect could be either positive or negative. But yours is negative because you're suffering. You go say, pepper and better, but there's no buyers because no money. There's no purchasing power. They don't have the money. How do they go and buy a better bar? How do they go to buy a pepper? No money in the country. No money. You listen to Josiah Joker, your CSA director the other day, in an interview, when the man went to Banga, I think there was an issue there with the Bond Technical College, the sea salary issue. They were complaining that they laid down their trucks. He went there. And the journalist asked him, he was talking about civil servant issue, how they included, I don't know how many thousand nurses on the payroll. He said, in fact, they are also including X number of teachers, on the payroll, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, Josiah Joker, CSA director, he said, there's no government employee making less than 150 US. So you need to verify that information. I don't know whether it's true or not. But that is something he said. There's no government employee making less than 150. So 150 is the least salary. The smaller money that anybody will make under Joseph Boakai government. Yeah. I don't know what with the deduction of your, taxes and all of that. Is it your gross salary or what? Yeah. But he said, yeah, nobody making less than 150. So they not increase your salaries. Now I see the director said. This is it, folks. So your president went. The president went to enjoy himself. The president was he Palmy County. President Choli, the Pape body. Now the Pape where I say the Pape will not born. The Pape not alive. Now the Pape will not alive. The Pape body so. And the Pape had $1.5 million car. And the repower that Pape saying will run. He tell like Brempo money $1.5 million car. And he ride it. But there's the country, folks. That's why we're moving. We will soon be in 2026. Today, December 1st. This month, how many days? 31 days. We have 30 days remaining. We'll soon be in, soon be talking about January 1st. 2026. We're moving on. So these are situations you need to look at. Be looking at them. You need to be recording them. So that 2029, when you shall have gone to the polls to elect, you will know definitely what are you going to do at the polls. And the kind of leader you are going to be searching for, 2029. I know this time around you are going to make rational decisions, 2029. Because of what you're going through right now. Because of what you are going through. Because of the situation, the hardship you're going through. So nobody will tell you to go make, but you already know. But the situation will tell you, nobody will tell you. So if you're enjoying, if you're eating lobster, if you're eating when a bread, butter, you're eating, your food coming, your children going to school on time, yes, you will vote United Party. But if you know that you're suffering, you will vote the United Party out. Because they are incapable of leading this country. They are incapable of leading this country. They have demonstrated their ineptitude to the highest level. They have demonstrated their ineptitude to the highest level. They lied to the Liberian people. Lied to you that yes, they will do this. Nothing they didn't do. So folks, yes, thank you, man. We're done with that issue. Let's move on to this next issue. This will be our final stop. The final stop on the country. Liberia is an interesting country, folks. Liberia problem. The problem get finished. Liberia problem cannot finish, folks. Yeah. So let's go to Kanyo, Councillor Kanyo Gbagbala. Folks, Liberia, if we don't stand for principles or integrity as citizens, our country will continue to go in the direction. We will continue to see our country in the form and manner that it should not be. Because we lack integrity. We lack integrity. Certainly. Because we want to, because what I've noticed is that most of us are after, personal benefits. What we can get for ourselves, our families, then what we can do for the country to benefit. For the entire country to benefit. So most people attention have been, diverted from patriotism to, being, how do you call it? Being selfless. Selfless in sense of what they can get. So nobody want to make sacrifice anymore. Sacrifices. Whatever. Nobody. But yeah. in the midst of people who don't want to sacrifice for their country, in the midst of people who are not patriotic, there are still people. We still have good people. And I can tell you for free, we still have good people, good Liberians who are patriotic, who love their country, who want to make the kind of change they want to see. So Kanyo, Bagbala, and then let me just go to the executive mansion, then we'll come back. Let me read out this stuff from the executive mansion. What did they say? Kanyo Bagbala and his team, Liberia political centrism movement, has pledged allegiance to President Joseph Boakai. Liberia. Wow. Yeah. So nobody, So people, somebody, God, wow. Nobody want to sacrifice nowadays for the country, and nobody want to be there like Bro Nelson Mandela now. Everybody say no. I'm not going to be the one who will be like Bro Nelson Mandela. So I will do whatever it takes for my benefit. What I can get personal gain, what I can gain personally in terms of what I can do for my country. And that's what former US president said. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. There's no way your country can do something for you, but you have a responsibility to your country. As a citizen, you can develop your country. Your country will not develop herself or itself, but you have a responsibility as a citizen. But this is what the executive mansion wrote. It says, for immediate press release, Saturday, November 29, 2025, President Boakai receives endorsement for good approach to governance and national healing. Centrism movement shows support. And I say that again. Centrism movement shows support to the president's leadership style. Wow. Executive Marshal Monrovia, Liberia. The Liberia Political Centrism Movement, LPCM, led by Councillor Kanyo Bagbala, has formally given its allegiance to President Joseph N. Boakai and the administration's approach to governance and nation building. At the head of the high-level LPCM leadership delegation, Councillor Bagbala told the Liberian leader that out of key observation over a long period of time of President Boakai's admirable efforts at uniting and setting the nation on the course of development. Imagine that. Admirable. Setting the nation on the course of development. We can see the development. Oh, yeah. The Liberia Political Centrism Movement found it imperative to endorse the president's approach and offer to assist in boosting the government's efforts. Now, what can you say no? Now, what I want he pledged allegiance for, because you see, man, you're putting the nation on course of development. The president approach, effort in assisting boosting the government effort. He described his organization as a movement made of professionals of different political persuasions, majority of whom I from the Congress of Democratic Change, CDC, but also comprising people with no specific political alignment. He said the members are share the belief that politics should not be conducted in a mature manner. Should move country forward and put the country first. The LPCM leader, vow that they have come to declare their support for the good things this administration is doing. That's why they want to declare their support. Listen to him. They have come to declare their support for the good thing this administration is doing, to assure the president of his preparedness to collaborate in every sphere of endeavor to push the government's development agenda. Councillor Bagbala went on to note that opposition in politics does not have to be so furiously bitter to the extent of losing the essence of national unity and togetherness. He stressed that opposition is best when centered on objective, good intention, and practical interventions bearing singular purpose of advancing the cause of the nation. Members of the delegation took turns to speak up, reinforcing their chairman's presentation by reiterating their deep concern about the direction and forward march of the country. Welcoming the movement support, the president thanked the leaders and members of the movement. He shared the thoughts expressed by the movement, noting that he is not preoccupied with partisan considerations but the overall advancement of the country. The president treated a group of young professionals to a lecture on his long history of experiences, in which he demonstrated that his primary concern is always focused on putting Liberians together to work in concert to achieve the nation's development goals. That Joseph Boakai speaking. So after Camille said that President Boakai, the reason why they gave him the support because he put the country on the course of development, he doing X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. Because of, President Boakai, extraordinary leadership, blah, blah, blah. Those were things he said when he went to endorse the Boakalism, the Boakai, and then Councilor wanted to endorse Boakalism. But this is my point, folks. Let's be serious. This is my point. Let's first understand what is centrism. This is something we got to understand. For my own research I have done, centrism is a political stance that favors a pragmatic balance between the left and right wing, advocating for combination of liberal and conservative policies and avoiding extreme positions. You listen to that? You listen to that? Just the first sentence. Explain what centrism is. A political stance that favors a pragmatic. I will come to the definition of pragmatism. What is pragmatism? Pragmatic. Experimenting and ideas through practical efforts. To be pragmatic. Yes, I want to make sure that this idea is good, it's effective, it can work. How do I make sure that the idea is good? I have to practicalize it. Remember when we were in grade school, we did scientific knowledge. Where you scientific knowledge, you're talking about the hypothesis, the conclusion, all kind of things. And this is just it, folks. So centrism is a political stance that favors a pragmatic balance between left wing and right wing. So what do we mean by left wing and right wing? The ruling establishment and the opposition, you should be balanced. So you're almost like you are the middleman. You are the middleman. So you balance your argument from the government, the opposition. When the opposition does wrong, you say. When the government does wrong, you say. So that's why they said the left wing. So so this is the left, the right and the left. So this is a centrism, right? So the body is the centrism. This is just practical example, but what it means by centrism. So you are in the middle. So here is the centrism. Here is the centrism or the centrist. So this is the left wing. This is the right wing. So you are in the middle. So so whatever comes from the right wing will come right here. So you have to balance it. So whatever comes from the left wing will come right to the centrism. So you are in the middle. You are the middleman. But to align, to pledge allegiance to one political party or the government, totally, is in total violation of the definition of centrism. That's different relative to the definition. from centrism. And it says centrism values finding solutions through compromise and moderation. That's what centrism does. Finding solutions through what? Compromise and moderation. Focusing on core principles like liberal democracy, individual rights. Those are things that the centrism should be doing. Liberal democracy, individual rights, and social safety nets alongside fiscal responsibility and market-based economics. So how do you go about these functions? These are things, social safety nets alongside fiscal responsibility and market-based economies. These are things the centrism should be advocating for. Also, individual rights. The centrism should also advocate. So if the government is not going the way it should be going, but if the government is violating human rights in the country or individual rights in the country, how does the centrism advocate when it is their responsibility, when they are not balanced, when they have taken a side by pledging allegiance, support to one political party? How does that work, folks? You tell me. How does that work? How do you advocate for social justice? How does the centrism focus on fiscal responsibility, market-based economies? Centrism can be seen as both moderate approach and a distinct, sometimes muscular, ideological itself, rather than just being the middle. Yes, we agree, but it's going to be in the middle. That's the bottom line. As a centrist, middle, you are the middleman. That's why he said. That's what I told you about the left wing and the right wing. So you're the center here. You're the middle. You are centralized. So whatever comes from the right will come to you, and you will digest it. You analyze it before you pass it on. And whatever comes from the right will also come to you. You will digest it. So you almost like that. So you should be neutral. You almost like a judge. So what comes from this way, you look at it and digest it and come up with your own, approach, your own understanding. What comes from this other way, you look at it and digest it and look at it what is good. But can you, Counselor, with all due respect, the kind of perfection, you find yourself, Counselor at law, I respect you. But because people who are counselors are people who are respected in the society. Very respected. Because of their perfection. Counselors are respected. Because the way they present themselves. Because they interpret the laws of the country, the counselors. That's why if you are arrested, the first point of contact is a lawyer. You call a lawyer, a counselor, because they know the law. They know what the law is. So can you, in continuation of that, can you also know what centrism is? But had cannot knowing what centrism is, he wouldn't have pledged allegiance to the government. So except you tell me that there's a difference between and law and centrism. So perhaps you have in-depth analysis when it comes to legal issues than centrism. Except you tell me that. Yes. Because his actions have already demonstrated that. Owing to the definition of centrism, how you should be balanced, how you should be neutral. You should work with all sides. The left wing, the right wing. But how are you going to work with the left wing or the right wing when you are already choosing the right wing? What becomes of the left wing? You think you're going to be just? You think you're going to be sincere in your judgment? Let's assume that yes, you are neutral, and it is about maybe me, Newton, is about me, Newton, and somebody else. So you are between us now as the conduit, the bridge. Yes. Then you say, yes, I choose, so I'll play my support to Newton. Let's assume that we went to the police station and maybe and the police said maybe something happened, and the police said we should invite our witness or witnesses. And the both parties, how the complainant or the defendant, we are claiming one witness. So let's assume that Newton, I took the complaint at the police station, and the police say, who was there? Who's the witness? I say, John Brown is my witness. So the same complaint, the person's complaint I carried to the police station, the person come, the police ask the person, who was there? Who's the witness? Say, John Brown is the person witness. So that, that person now become the one witness for both of us. But with the fact that the person has not testified, and the person is coming, I will choose Newton, it has already prejudiced that if he testify, he will definitely testify in my favor. Because the message Newton is my friend, I've chosen Newton. So what becomes the leverage? So you think if that man is going to testify, you think he will be rational? You think he will be rational in your testimony? No. Because the man has already taken side and message, I already choose Newton. So whether Newton was right, or Newton was not right, or whether Newton did something, perhaps he will turn blind eyes to it. Because he has chosen a side. He will not be sincere. He will not be just. He will not be fair. And let me tell you, these are key characteristics of centrism. Pragmatism. Pragmatism. And you will know, pragmatism, that's what I said, is good. Pragmatism is a philosophical approach. Pragmatism is a philosophical approach that emphasizes practical outcomes, real world consequences to determine the meaning of truth ideas. That pragmatism, a philosophical approach that emphasizes practical outcomes, real world consequences to determine the meaning of truth ideas. And I was just told you, practical approach. How are you going to know that this idea is good? How are you going to know that this is a truth idea? You got to practicalize it, put it to test to see what it works. That speaks to being practical. That's the practicality. You practicalize it. But when it works, definitely. And that's why that's about being pragmatic. That's pragmatism. It holds that an idea is truth. That's being pragmatic. Yes. In their approach. So in this, then you come to I just want to give you an idea about the different terminologies and all of that. Then we go back to, because in the very definition of centrism, they talked about liberal democracy. What is liberal democracy in centrism? A democratic system of government in which individual rights and freedoms are officially recognized and protected, and the exercise of political power is limited by the rule of law. That's liberal democracy. The exercise of political power is limited by the rule of law. Liberal democracy. That's liberal democracy. You see that? But Kanye, you live here. You're supposed to be the bridge to balance the argument. But now you have taken a side. How do you think you are going to advocate for social justice, individual rights, when you should be balanced? Yes, we formed a movement. Yeah, that was a good thing. Everybody embraced the idea. Same person, yes. You don't need to support a particular side. You came from the CDC background. Yeah, it's true. You come from the CDC background and say, yes, we need to form a centrist movement. Yes, that's good. You're not for the CDC, you're not for the Unity Party. So what you should have done, you should have been neutral and just balance everything. Because if you take side now, people are going to lash at you. Definitely, if you go on social media and send your declaration, send your endorsement, since you endorse the Bwaka co-administration. And there are people there. I was just following a report. I think somebody. I think yeah. And one of his team members just resigned. I think I saw a release letter of resignation, and from one of the executive, I think International Affairs, something like that, from the Centrist Movement, following Kanye endorsement. He resigned. I think it should be somewhere. Yes. I saw it somewhere. I'll find it. I think, yeah, he resigned. He resigned. Why are they resigning? Because that was not what they agreed. That was not what they brought the centrist movement. That was not why they organized this movement. They organized this movement because they thought that this movement would have been neutral. This movement should be the middleman, should be the bridge. When you come from left, you have to pass through the bridge. When you come from right, the left wing, that's what we told you about the left wing and the right wing. But Kanye was very early fight. Very, very early. For you to have, declared support to one side, leave it on the other side, when you should be balanced in your judgment. This is not good for our country. It's not good. We need to stand up for something. We need to stand up for cause. We really, really need to stand up for cause. Really need to. We need to stand up. But all of a sudden, people running because I don't know. But this country, we need to make some sacrifices. But we say we want to see bread and butter. Everything should be about what I can get today, and I don't want to sacrifice for my country. Then and yes, then it becomes And I told you, I said this after meeting President Joseph Boakai, centrist diaspora leader resigns, citing betrayal of centrist principles. What did I tell you? Against the principles of centrist, he resigned. The diaspora leader for the centrist movement, day after. Imagine that, day after meeting President Joseph Boakai, day after Councillor Gbagbala met President Joseph Boakai, the centrist diaspora leader, the diaspora leader for the centrist movement, he resigned. Today, why did he resign? Citing betrayal of principles, centrist principles. He betrayed the principles, one of the principles of centrism. You're not supposed to take a side. You're supposed to be neutral. So the diaspora, they call him James Coyle, former head of secretariat for the Liberal Political Centrism Movement Diaspora Network, has formally resigned from the movement, citing a departure from his funding values. That is centrism now. I hear you talking about citing departure. So the centrism movement deviated from its funding values. What are the funding values? To advocate for social justice, individual rights, and so forth and so on. But because they deviated from it, so the diaspora had resigned. In a letter dated December 1st, today, I'm telling you, today, the head for the diaspora, for the centrism movement, they may resign because of Councillor Kanye Gbagbala action to give the centrism movement to Joseph Boakai. 2025, addressed with the executive marshal in Monrovia, Koye expressed disillusionment with the movement shift away from balance, people-centered politics. It emphasized that the current trajectory no longer aligns with the convictions and call for a return to the movement's original ideals. Messi, you have to come back, return back to status quo. So the reason why we organize the movement, that's not the reason. So I'm resigning because that's not the reason we organized this movement. That's why I'm resigning. That's why I resigned. So he called him. He didn't get. He did not just resign. He resigned and called on Kanye to return back to status quo. For when I say status quo, to return back for the reasons for which they elected, or they formed, or they organized the centrist movement. But this is our country. This too is Liberia. But this is the kind of country we are. But that's it, folks. Let's go to the line. Let's get the interaction. 0772 33 99 33 0886 30 44 97. And the female line 0777 98 03 75. And we're going to go to the line, get the interaction here this evening. And I think we'll have a caller here. Good evening. Good evening. Citizen Papalacia, you go ahead.
Kanye Bagbara said devil. Kanye Bagbara is a bad counselor. If even a guy case, Kanye Bagbara say you plead for me free, I will not allow it. It means a bad counselor. It's a bad. You see the people that will struggle for money we are. We got me. I get paid out for money we are here. They not get all the money from money we are. They take against you. You see the people there? So they are there. You see the people that can make a presidency? Some people are poor people in the community. But I God bless you. What I make to buy today, I do good for them. They will get paid from God. Thank you.
Good evening, my brother. How you doing? My name is Melinson K. Yadro from New Jersey.
Melinson, go ahead. Let's hear you make your point.
You see, thank you very much for the ending of your discussion about Kanye Bagbara and his so-called centrism. You know, it is important to discuss these things so we can know who is the individual involved. But to tell you, majority of the people in Liberia are just belly-driven people, which Kanye Bagbara is one of those. This man has no integrity, he has no credibility. You were just yesterday CDC campaign chairperson, spokesperson, who discussed the reason for which President Weah should be given second term, who made all the argument on all the local podcasts or radio. But this is a particular man who sits on spoon every night to talk trash about the very government that he defended, that he owned almost all the press tips. Only because he wanted a job from Bouaka. The centrism you just discussed, according to what it should be, how can it be a man who just part of another political party to be somebody who's supposed to be a bridge between parties, opposition party or government? How is that possible? You know, most of the people who are destroying Liberia have a lawyer background. One is Councillor Kofi Woods, who was a human rights advocate, a leader of the Catholic Justice and Peace Commission, who the campaign against the regime that through that international community was able to give them some level of recognition. Now the man who is the national security advisor to Bouaka, watching over all the torture, human rights abuse, and all in Liberia today. So we gotta look at people and look at their history or what they have done or what they continue to do. Does that mean worth any kind of person to even be relevant in public space? Can you Bagbara? Even when I hear a new councillor, I wonder whether he has some trial winning cases or he's a trial lawyer that he has won some cases. I never heard about him being a trial lawyer before in Liberia. I only hear Councillor Bagbara. How they meant look at like Liberian people to be? That they are people that you can just put in your basket and put them out with your own way of thinking? He's a worthless guy. He's a worthless guy.
All right, Madison.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madison. Thank you. We appreciate. Let's go to the female line and speak with this person. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Pa. This is Abiosa Bidemi speaking from Wayfield community.
Come again?
You know, At the FFP, Dennis.
This line, this is a female line. This is the
Yes, I'm a
line.
female. I'm a female. I'm a voice.
Okay, all right, well, go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is that Gala broke. When the people broke, they say when you go against or you go for Boka, what you have to say that wrong thing is doing, Boka left. They will call that method being small thing or trying position so you can eat the position money. So you know, but I not get moral before. So you don't even know if you good sense of direction, though he's educated. But he not a good sense of direction because if you have that, he will not do what he did. So the man that resigned, let God bless him, resign because he stands for the truth. Thank you.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you for your point. We appreciate. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Nito.
Yes, good evening. What's your name?
This is Pastor Microphone calling from Pastor Deputy Society.
Go ahead and make your point. Let's hear you.
Yeah, you see, I have a slight disappointment with the councillor, right? Because in the definition, it's not centrist. Because you should hold a moderate view or a member of the party. Indeed, a member of the party, everything is that. So why should you come, like you said, represent to say you come with a balance issue? You see, my disappointment that those guys claim to be educated, they are the most corrupt. Because they say the councillor want to be man who is very busy. Blind yourself to the reality of yesterday. That yesterday's government is not and to want to align with another party. Tell the people the truth. Don't use word that people will make research and follow that. You yourself, you fall beneath that word. You don't live within that word. You are one-sided, and it brings to our mind that you are better driven counselor. For me, it's dishonesty and deception counselor. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Let's go to the line. And I think I need to take somebody from this Lone Star line. Good evening.
Hey, Nicho, how are you?
I'm okay. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Pat Moka, and I'm the visually impaired that keeping this unprepared presidency to the fire to deliver.
Okay.
No, you can't back that for me, you know, disappointment for me. I look at him to be a man that is very, very hungry right now, and he's looking for survival. Then the question we ask him then, what is about us, you know, that never work in the government? We push the government before coming to the presidency. We were beyond president. We are into the presidency. We never taste government. We never taste anything from any of them. But then they serve. And they see that they claim that they got perfection that they can live by. Just after campaigning against Bwaka, using all of the negative words that he could use against Bwaka at the time. Under 2 years, he cannot survive. He forced to coin some kind of word, and he thinking say we allow him to be used the kind of words and jump around here, calling himself different name. He thinks that people will allow him to go free. He's a better driven. That is very clear. When coming back by that king to CDC, they were in the runoff election. The very day that Senator Johnson was pledging his support to CDC, knowing fully well the number that we had gotten during the first round, the second round, President Johnson coming to us, obviously the election result going to be on our way. He saw coming back by that right here as Senator Johnson house speaking out of the bowl. He was interviewed by even Kalasco that day. Our father, he lied. He was speaking everything. Now, after serving for 6 years, he has flip-flopped. But I got to resign. Yeah, you know, it's good, but, you know, the indicator was clear, was very, very clear. Because if you look at the guy position, they are sure that he can be on certain. We pop in for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I get so frustrated about him, everything. He prays it, he prays it, he prays it. That's completely that which he clean. So in this way, I will even call on my party CDC not to even try suspending or expiring kind of back. But if he do that, he will be identifying him. Just allow that ball to block around, to jump around and kill his own career if he ever had one. Just leave him alone. Because if he's sustaining and let him go, you'll be adding value to him. So not just watching and let him play form out of himself. Quickly to Bwaka, that's Bwaka right there. What an old man. Can you take some of these boys day and give it to the disabled? You say your mother was a disabled woman. The disabled are struggling. You go to all of the traffic lights, they are sitting there, the umbrella over there, their children are between those cars, begging for survival. They don't want to be there. You may not be able to take them off the street completely, but can you make some intervention? I don't know, lawful celebration, can you direct some of the funding? Say, hey man, they honor my birthday celebration here. I will direct it to the disabled community. In fact, the man say a birthday for the Kevin where to bomb so the other people will not be there. Yesterday, we have a birthday here. People were further to Jamaica Resort for different backgrounds to go there, here for a merriment together. But when Baka is having a home, to take the citizenship away from him, he jumped for here and go to Bomi County. All the ministry and agency were paralyzed today. Baka himself was resting today. He didn't go to job. So the holiday extended from Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Baka is still resting and enjoying himself. That's Liberia right there for you. Liberia, it's up to you. Liberia, it's up to you to make the decision. Thank you, brother.
Master Luke, how are you doing?
I'm okay, man. CC the general.
Thank you. Thank you for the welcome.
Okay, go
ahead. We want to get one more kind of Barbara. They make some better driving lawyer. One day I said, any case in your country for somebody to say, I'm celebrating from Barbara. In pre-market now one day. Don't put that money behind that summer. There's someone in the group they're told from. I want them there's for you. Who's a Barbara? That crowd is for the crowd people need. I'm not joking, it's for the crowd people need. To be money after you. Every time, any person that can you go, any person that can you go there, on the deeper you go, that person is for the crowd people. And now we can behave. We decide so we're not greedy people. We're not greedy. But when a man behavior and say he's a lecture, say you are going to any money in your country. It's very greedy to the extent that you spoil your own character. He's grabbing with his stomach like a whip. It's wrong. What are you doing? You need to stop it. When the vehicle in here, where he go, he's going to say, upfront, he's not stop for you. He's looking at Kosa now. He's coming to say, all together. When the vehicle in here, you do the boy get his job. Waka will get his job. We tell it, Waka in this country, when we're going to copy here. You say, now, about Waka, you think Waka get tired of getting his job? You will tell you get tired. They are not in West Point. Say it's cost person that we are. You hear say get his job? I tell them about jobs. You hear say get his job? They don't continue doing it. We are going with see them go with this. Our people. Thank you, my son. Happy New Year land this evening.
All right, man, Sisi, thank you so much. We appreciate you a lot. And let's go here. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening. What's your name?
How you doing?
I'm okay. What's your name?
My name is Robert T. And I'm calling you from Johnsonville.
Robert, go ahead. Go to the point. Make your point. Let's hear you quickly.
Oh, yes, my brother. You know, Waka already promised to you people that in his 12 years serving as vice president, he squandered our opportunity. And the Liberian people listen to such an age and then they still indebted Waka because of the expectation that they had in him. Being an older man, they said that Waka would lead the country in a rightful direction. But here are we today. Liberia is right progressing under Waka administration. We are going nowhere.
Okay.
Time Waka travel, he come with negative. He's taking a Liberian people taxpayer money. He's using it. No benefit, no result. So we know the Unity Party government to be away. So that behavior is not a strange thing to the Liberian people. They listen to it and they selected Waka to be their president. Okay, that's good. It is the Waka of yesterday and the Waka today. So let him go ahead with celebration. The promises that he made to the Liberian people that our children are not going to stay now, no opportunity. The children are not going to school, no school fee. They on the street every day selling. So we pray to God that 2029 come for changes to come.
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Let's speak with this person. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, hello. Good evening. So the person is sleeping. Oh, you see the paper on the screen? Paper, you see the message line. But at the time, just sending all the man cheers or the birthday cheers or so yeah, like the cake then or that beginning all about you, the drinks, the wine, and I can you. You see, Paka says on the screen. If I'm there live, I Papa say, you know, that live. I see the Papa say now. See, let me say Paka not live. Yeah. See the man, I like cake then the beginning years old. And I tell you, we had the man. You see the man, see the cheers, I also go cheers. See the chair the Papa using for a birthday celebration. So gold. Well, like brother, we get food, they eating burgers, and Papa using gold chairs for birthday. Chair like bro. Politicians, like bro, politician. Well, imagine the president also gold chairs, the president using at the birthday. Yeah, imagine. So let's take a few more so we can make a day. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Jerry S. Sakwa. I call you this evening from my old resident.
Jerry, go ahead quickly, make a point.
Yeah, brother, I can remember 2023 during the last election. I saw Mr. Councilor, Kanu Bala in Zwedu, in Ogun City, spearheading the campaign for President Weah back then. And Kanu forgetting to know that any element that identified themselves, that ever identified themselves with President Weah at the time, will never be successful under Bwaka government. Sometimes, I mean, actually, to be frank, I respect Kanu at education level. But when it comes to some action that he just taking, I question it. I question education reason is because for Kanu to know himself that run campaign against President Bwaka and insulted President Bwaka on social media, that look at himself and see George who sent President Bwaka to hospital and President Bwaka came to power and degraded President Weah at the airport, not to enter the terminal that he built to a regime. And looking at such men, then forcing yourself. After he said he did not work for CDC government, he did not work for 6 years, I agree, he worked for 3 years. But within that 3 years, as a minister, can you got something for himself for that 3 years? So he's not able to live on that 3 years after 2 years. Can you then they are disgrace to their own education? Can you is a disgrace to the Nigerian? Can you do not represent anything good? He's not serious in life. He's just begging for job. But as the brother said, nobody must, or expel, can you? Let us be clean, can you? Can you then will see themselves? President Weah said, he coming back, and I know he coming back. And to President Weah, if he come back, we now want West Power government running. Where your government will be based upon friendship, no West Power. All close the power and run the government the rest of the road for the government to be straight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, my brother. We appreciate so highly. And I think we have another caller. Good evening.
Anyway, I'm Tony Hartman, coming in the right as the brother. So he's on, he's a fully brother.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you make a point quickly. No time.
Look, the paper will not wear clothes that will be too dear. The paper will not wear a car that will be dear. The Baga is very customized clothes. Baga is Johnny and Wani. I mean, it's a clothes that me on and now. For me, I expect Baga to tell on Miss Blue. Because I followed Baga's style of leadership in the past. I mean, he offered no good leadership in the past. We saw the CPP. I saw a region who being a chairman in Cromwell. So the issue of Kanu Bala, when the struggle, for the better intensify, of course, the secretary will be swept under the carpet. Kanu Bala still for nothing. Yes, a man who was with the CDC, he left the CDC, went to the Unity Party, and CDC win, he came right back to the CDC. And now, Baka is there, so Kanu gone to Baka. Kanu doesn't stay for nothing. Just, he prefers to be educated. You can be, you can be a political grasshopper in a form and manner. At least as a man, you should stand for something. When the person wins election, you go there to serve. That's what I mean. We need opposition sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Canada came for nothing. Because I mean, these are people who doesn't have no good, who living by behind no good legacy. So I mean, let me thank you for the show tonight.
All right, thank you, my brother. Thank you. I'll take one more from here. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Don.
Good evening. I'm getting you. Go ahead, my brother. What's your name?
This is the common board chairman. I'm Chairman Peter Star. I join you from Brooklyn, the Shufu.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Make a point, my brother.
Neither breath of the sea shall flow together. Breath of the sea shall flow together. What do I mean? You know, if our president is just contradiction to everything he ever said before about his life. So when you see another working contradiction, he's happy to welcome that kind of person around him. Can you? It's another, contradiction. Can you claim to be for a century movement? Even somebody who ain't go to school when year center, that's something in the middle. So then how can a century go to one side? But I want to say birds of the sea shall flock together. Kanyo is part of the Latino who, are not resilient against, the kind of economical suffocation I'm going through. This president has suffocated everybody economically that you must fall prostrate before him before you survive. He's a kid Nebuchadnezzar. If you don't come to him, you will not live. So sadly, the counselor, I don't know whether he's a real counselor or whatever, because when I was coming on, I listened to Aristotle say education is application. Or layman should apply. If you listen, you don't apply it, we consider it to be zero. So if a counselor will not learn to live by what he learned, but rather be a better driven man and better being with by the passing around with it. Another better driven man will call him around. Because we know that when this old man self-advances and he came here, he told you living alone. You're also better driven going beyond course to be begging for him. So that's why I said, breath of the fish are flat together. Yesterday, Mr. Bakai was a better driven man. He has started and baking him for a living. He has started and baking him for a living. So today, Kanyo is also a better driven man. Begging him for a living. So you incorporate Kanyo because breath of the fish are flat together. So thank you. That's my own contribution for this village.
Okay, my brother. Thank you. We appreciate it. I will take 2 more calls and I can make it a day here because time has caught up with us. We got to go home. And beginning with this one. Good evening. Good evening.
Welcome.
Yes, good evening. How you doing? Yeah, Mambini, go ahead. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, I want to know the background. What to regime?
Come again?
I think what we are regime.
Yeah, you're working.
So you want to tell me they again want to weigh for 2 years. I said they don't want to weigh is making itself small and in front of the Unity Party. That kind of people now telling we are they put them are moving from behind the person meaning what I feel free.
All right. Okay. All right. So this is the final person. Yes, this is the final person. Because no time. Good evening. I'm okay. What's your name?
This is William Hines, and I'm phoning from Cartwell, New Jersey.
Come again, say the name?
William Hines. William.
Oh, William Hines. Go ahead, William. Make a point quickly.
Okay. I this is the start of the show. You did a perfect analysis. I want to appreciate you referring to the administration of Excellency President Joseph Kabwaka and Jeremiah Kung. Linking them to an ego behavior. You said it right. The ego is one of the built birds in an animal's world. Itself to declare so indeed that Walker and Jackie they are egos.
Yeah, because that's the ego kingdom.
Ego.
So when the ego wants to collect, the prey, it comes and collect the prey. and goes back
The
up.
one say,
Yeah,
the
so
one,
it never comes down again until it ceases and then I pray.
the ego is one of the best birds. Check the record. So you make no mistake by saying that. And this is why we're going to use the ego to let people for 12 years and make sure that we put things in place. And President Boga and JK remains the ego of Liberia. Thank you.
All right, thank you, my brother. Thank you so kindly, my brother. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all of our callers. For those of you, and this is how I like to go. That's all the time.
Recent.
And I have to be here with you.
Sure.
But let me play you there. See the baby go cheer. See the baby go cheer. Listen to Boga. You see the baby go cheer. See the cheer the baby celebrating your birthday. It's also go. And the cheer the baby used to celebrate your birthday. What Librarian Paul think? No food. Librarian Paul hungry. People die all on the street. The old man said, right on Broad Street, and coming from Broad Street, coming to that whole Broad Street area, Broad around the street, that section, you see the blind people there, you see how visually impaired people, at least to improve their life. Create the environment for them. They are visually impaired. Yeah, increase their budget. They have no means of getting, going out to go and hustle. Yes. Why? You can dignify them. Even people who are not visually impaired, they are also begging. People who can see their old folks. What are the different programs for the old folks? The disadvantaged youth. What's happening to them? But the government, the president is not care. He less care. But the president celebrates his birthday with these gold chairs. You see, that was when they were just setting up. They were just setting up the tables, the chairs. And you can see the cake. And the first thing is not bringing the cake. Then you bring the lobsters. You are not starting seeing the lobsters. You are not starting seeing the bottles on the screen. Let's see something else there. See. Come on, man. Wow, Liberia. See.
Because I want to make even loans go to IB Bank. I borrow money more than 5 times.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live by. Even loans go to IB Bank. I borrow money more than 5 times.
Oh,
because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live by. Even loans go to IB Bank. I borrow money more than 5 times. Because I want to make sure I have something in my account that I can live by.
If I really not borrow money more than father, they got to go fetch you. And go fetch you there. First, we got to go home, and that's all the time we have to be here with you. I appreciate all of you so much for your participation, and we hope to be here another wonderful time. And thanks to the great Anthony Atlaw and the integrity icon, Anthony Abraham Garcia William, one person who has accorded himself the kind of respect consequently highly respected based on the manner and form, the way he presents himself. So that's about integrity. So we're talking about people with integrity, and these are people who can be able to, we should be mentioning. Yes. And Anthony, the great Anthony, Abraham Garcia William, because he one person, when he says, he taking this side, he remains there, he remains committed. Irrespective of what he may have gone through, or he would go, his stand, to embrace whatever that may come his way. So we're grateful to be here, folks. That's all the time we have to be here with you, and we appreciate all of you for always being there, giving all your support, your different prayers. We're grateful to you, and that's why we're always there sometimes. And folks, let me be frank with you, and we continue to tell you that in five, folks. Once you love your party, you love you should be able to sacrifice, and you should be able to improvise. That's why we all of us are singing the same song. That yes, we should go the extra mile. We should sacrifice for our country, for the party. CDC, you did it before, and you can do it. You can do it again. So you did it before, and you can do it again. And definitely 2029, you shall do it again. So that will be demonstrated through the ballot box. And let me just in passing before I conclude, let me tell you something quickly. And the other day I told you about, and we've been doing the Kings Football Basket, some of our postmen in each other we've been talking. But sometimes, sometimes when we sit here, we tell you that things are not okay. And things are not very okay. In terms of announcement, the kind of constraint going through. Imagine being critical and being in opposition. Yes. Imagine opposition like we have a radio station that is in the opposition that's created on government, you know that the government will strangulate, a whole lot of opportunity. The government will definitely strangulate and the radio station. So sometimes you as supporters of King's FM, you should be able to, let's admit, the contribution you've been making, we very appreciate it. But yes, this is a continual process. And the King's Support Basket numbers are there. Yes, the number are there. Whatever contribution, they could help, you could buy maybe 1 oil, you could buy LDC. Yes, just to keep the radio station going. But sometimes people will say, hey, people don't take it seriously. But we are still together. In this, we are still together. And we look forward to your support. The King's Support Basket, as you can see there, the numbers are there. Whatever support we are very, very appreciate. That will help the management to augment their efforts and, for the maintenance of the radio station. And to celebrate Teacher Live through his instrumentality. He always there making sure that we are here and the station is always on. Not even 5 minutes he wants to see the station goes on. So that's all the time we have to be here with you. My name is Newton Tukpa. Until we are back here, another wonderful time. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to all of you for your support. You're there running your data and all of that, just to make sure that you can form part of the discussion so we can discuss our country, Nigeria, because this is the only country we can never be. Have a pleasant good night. Bye-bye.